Hi guys, welcome back to Movie Nights. I got Phelan here again, and we're doing a Mary-Kate and Ashley triple feature.
Wednesday evening,
Tuesday morning, Friday
3 p.m.
It's Friday, gotta get down.
Yeah, that was on here first.
Yeah, it was originally from this one. Fun fact, no one knew until now.
Gotta get down to the bus stop. Gotta catch my bus. I see my friends.
This is Mary-Kate and Ashley sing about the days of the week it is.
This is, you watched a lot of Mary-Kate and Ashley growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I saw them on Full House, I guess.
Good night, Uncle Jesse. Next time you see me, I'll have a big surprise for you.
This, in case you aren't familiar with some of the things Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen did outside of that, they did a series of videos called You're Invited, which are...
And you're invited to see all their previews. Like, it's a marathon.
I think like half of this 60-minute runtime had to have been just previews for merchandise.
It seemed like it. Like, I made a joke too, like, they were going through almost every product imaginable. It's like, well, they haven't gotten to their audio cassette yet. Very next one, Mary-Kate and Ashley sing their Christmas favorites now on CD and audio cassette. Like, they had dolls, they plugged their website, they plugged their club.
There was pretty much everything on there, and 60 minutes is pretty lengthy for one of these, so I bet one of the half-hour ones is just like 15 minutes of previews and 15 minutes worth of content.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Euripides. Euripides who? Euripides pants, you buy me another pair.
Really, it's just like, it's a test to see if you can get through all their previews. Like, and now, here's your feature presentation.
If you don't know what these things are, they're basically home movies that they filmed of them doing the bare bones essentials for a plot, and it will be centered around a random thing, usually a party. This is the school dance party.
School dance, which was centered around, what was it called?
It was springdance.com.
Springdance.com.
I heard they're calling it springdance.com, an evening in cyberspace.
And they say
Centered
it's-
around the internet, so that's why they had some swing dancing.
Yeah, they had swing dancing, and the dance is supposedly centered around cyberspace, because they tell us this several times, but they don't make any attempt to like decorate it to look like cyberspace. There's no like floppy disks on the walls.
Disks.
No
The most
techno
internet.
songs. Well, I mean, there was nothing though. It was just
I know.
balloons and streamers,
Yeah.
and that's it. There was nothing. The only thing that made it
But
remotely...
their principal did say he does look at child porn online.
Oh, okay. That was a
Seriously,
weird
their
joke.
principal was a total pedo, and the police came in and arrested him at the end.
This was actually just an after-school special about stay away from strangers or creepy adults.
Yeah.
It is time to introduce the king and queen of cyberspace, the royalty of the internet, the dynamic duo of the digital domain, the head honchos of the superhighway.
I don't know why they made a king and queen of the spring dance anyway, but it was the
that's
the
a
king and queen
little
of cyberspace.
They were the king and queen of cybering.
Of cyberspace is what they called them.
Cybering.
Cyber.
And then the principal said, yes, cyber, you two kids.
Cyber
Police.
sex.
Boom.
Cyber sex with me,
Oh.
young children. So
Yeah, they had some pretty outdated internet terms going on.
there wasn't that much though. There was
Well, I mean,
cyberspace.
when they did use a couple, it's like,
They didn't
yes.
say that much though. It was kind of disappointing how little internet based it was. It was kind of like they were trying to be hip halfway.
Yeah, it was like putting the .com on there. It's just like, really?
That's the name of their dance, springdance.com.
I heard they're calling it springdance.com, an evening in cyberspace.
I'm pretty sure that is what brought about the .com crash. So.
Well,
So that's why their next one was prom.edu.org.
so the bare essentials plot of this is Mary Kate and Ashley are excited because
It's Monday morning! Just like all kids are. They're always like, yeah, Monday morning, the start of the school week. Yeah.
Well, they're excited about it in the song. And then afterwards,
Yeah.
they're like, man, I'm sad it's Monday morning.
Yeah.
I wish I could be that excited.
Yeah,
about
I was
Monday
just
morning.
that enthusiastic.
You just sang a song about Monday morning. Are you not enthusiastic about it? Did we miss something?
But I'm pretty sure kids that are like, oh, fuck school, they don't get up and go, Monday morning, yeah, best time of my fucking life. Oh, wait, it's Monday morning. Shit, I didn't realize what I was singing about. It's just kind of like make songs about anything we thought of that day.
Yeah.
Because another song, like, there's the Monday morning, and then there's Friday night.
No, Saturday night.
Or Saturday night.
Because that's
sorry.
the dance. Is
Whatever, it is Friday evening or something too, and then Saturday night.
On Saturday night. Yeah, we'll show 'em what it's all about. On Saturday night.
3
Yeah.
p.m. Wednesday.
I think the worst one is probably the rap kind of
The
song
rap
they do.
rap.
The rap, yeah. They do kind of a rap song at the beginning that's particularly embarrassing, I thought.
Sometimes it's enough to drive me insane. Who made up the rules of this silly game? It's no fun at all. Wishing he would call. Standing around hoping for some guy to drop the ball. Waiting.
So they're excited about Monday, apparently. But there's the dance coming up, spring break or spring dance. I keep calling it spring break.
I heard they're calling it springdance.com, an evening in cyberspace.
Springdance.com, and they're excited about that, and their friends are excited about going to it, and one of them has a boyfriend or a guy who's going to the dance with them, and the other one wants the misunderstood guy, Jesse, to go to the dance with her.
Yeah, their uncle. That's
Uncle Jesse.
disgusting.
I liked the shot to prove that he was misunderstood or something. One of the backup singer girls, Braces McGee, she wants to go to the dance with Jesse and then asks him, but he wants to go with, was it Mary Kate or Ashley?
It was Mary Kate.
It was Mary Kate. Okay, so he wants to go with her, and then like...
Mary Kate's the one with shorter hair.
We figured that out at the end.
Because
We're like, who
one
the
of
hell's
them,
here?
because Ashley called her Mary Kate by mistake in an outtake.
No,
That's
their names are Mary Kate.
Were they?
I think they just go by Mary Kate and Ashley in these
Oh.
specials.
I thought they had different names. Shows
No.
how much I was paying attention.
No, they just go by their names in these kind of things. Unless it's supposed to be a
Because
real
it's
movie.
based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. And they never conclude this Braces McGee story. Like, she's denied by that guy, and
Well,
she's
that
sad.
was it. Then she never amounted to anything in her life.
The end of your life is this middle school
Yeah.
dance.
Never gets any better. Like, Bumstock came over and said, never gets any better than middle school.
Better spend 50 years funding middle school dances so that you can relive your childhood. It's a life
Get a
well spent.
throne. Here, I'll help you build it. Don't get the middle with Bumstock.
There's no rule that says a Sasquatch can't be prom king of cyberspace.
Sasquatch.com.
I heard they're calling it springdance.com, an evening in cyberspace.
Like, the Braces girl is denied access to dates. She does not get the D. And she's sad, and you think that would be the conflict. Like, oh no, friends like the same guy. But I don't know if she's even seen again after that. She's just gone.
She's around. She just doesn't do much.
Okay, so there's really no reason for that. The real conflict is Mary Kate. She's worried that her boyfriend, her uncle. She's worried that her boyfriend. No, I think Ashley is the one that's worried about her boyfriend getting elected prom king without her.
Yeah.
It was Ashley. And she's worried that whoever gets elected, the king and queen, are the perfect couple, and if her boyfriend is elected with someone else, that means they're not the perfect couple. And then someone else gets elected. Oh no.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And then they sing what's the noise about boys?
Yeah.
Because apparently they just turn into big sexists because they weren't elected
What's
from
the
Queen.
noise about boys?
What's all the talk about? Wish we could figure out. What's all the noise about, boys? What's all the noise about, boys?
That was one of
They
the
sing
better
it in the
songs.
bathroom, and it's great because girls are just coming out of the stalls freshly after shitting, didn't
Yeah.
even wipe their asses. What's the noise about boys?
They're like, holy shit, I don't even have time to wipe. They're singing
Yeah.
a song, I gotta get out there.
Gotta get out. Ooh.
Those
Like,
walls,
I didn't hear the toilet flush. They just left a bunch of floaters in there.
those walls were white when they started, but by the end, not so much.
Disgusting.
That was one of the better songs. Most of these songs were terrible, and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
choreography was so half-assed. Like the miming was particularly bad.
Mm-hmm. It's like, we're strong. Or hero.
Superhero.
Yeah, we'll be a hero. Don't want to be a zero.
Because this was at a point in their careers when they were getting older.
They were too old for this.
They were too old to be doing this, and you know they're not great singers to begin with. But when,
Well, it's like when it starts, it's just like, oh, really? Are they singing there?
yeah, you couldn't tell. It was like, are they speak singing? Are they? No, they're quiet
No.
singing.
Oh no, that's a song.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
Hey Jack, hey Jill. Oh, it feels like we're going uphill on this Monday morning.
And it's endearing when they're kids, but when they're older, it's just kind of sad.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, grow up.
There was one that ended really sad. They were like depressed at the end of the song. Was it the noise about boys?
Yeah, I think so.
They just end with this
yeah,
shot of
especially Ashley. She just looked like, what? I just became aware of what we're doing.
What's all the noise about, boys?
because it looks like they didn't want to be on set that day. Because the rest of it, the song was supposed to be like an indignant song. It's not like a we're sad song. It's like, oh, those dumb boys.
Yeah.
Even though it's not that guy's fault he was elected, but whatever. Like those dumb boys, and then
Yeah, that's
sad-
the whole conflict. She's mad at him that he got elected prom king and she wasn't queen. It's like, wait, what?
And he was nothing but nice to her the whole time. Like, no one is even that mean. Just the one girl who was like, hey, you won't be the perfect couple if you're not elected. But
I think that was Brace's girl again.
was it Brace's
Yeah.
girl? I thought it was a
She
different
decided
girl.
to add some conflict.
So maybe that was her conclusion.
Yeah.
I was
Put
confused. There's too
some
many
doubt in
generic-
the mind.
There's some mind fuck going on
Planting
there.
the seeds of doubt.
I think the best part is the bloopers at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could tell, like, they did not want to be there. Like, Mary-Kate, they left in bloopers where she's terribly upset. She keeps messing up the lines, and, like, Ashley's comforting her. Like,
Yeah.
she's hugging her, like, no, it's okay. And they left that in for some reason.
Yeah,
That's
she's
not a
just
fun blooper.
and it's just like, come here.
'Cause some of them are funny, but that one's like, you don't keep that blooper in. Take
Yeah.
that one out.
And I can't believe Kelly won.
And really cut loose. Yeah, we just can't wait. Just can't wait. Just
Most of them are kind of like that. She's
The bee ones are kind of funny. They're really scared of bees in this.
yeah. She's like, I thought there was a spider going in my hair.
Yeah, bugs were really irritating them during this.
All of them were embarrassing.
And then they kind of conclude the whole thing like they're like, shit, we don't really have a wrap up. They're
Yeah.
janitors, and they go, looks like it worked out. And
I think they were supposed to have cleaned up the dance stuff
but why did they clean up the dance?
because
They're
they
teenagers.
didn't win prom queen.
Losers clean
Yeah,
up the dance.
losers clean up the dance. Ones that think they'll win and then don't get to clean up. They had a hell of a time with the bathroom. They really regretted that boys song. That's probably what they were thinking about at the end. Like, oh shit, if we don't get prom queen, we're cleaning that up.
All right, so that was number one. Let's see what number 2 and number 3 are like.
We're super duper snoopers, first class private eyes. Figure outers, clearer uppers, mistresses of disguise. We've got the know-how, we got the knack. Now all we need's a case to crack. We're 2 super duper snoopers, give us a mystery. We need a mystery.
Who stole the something diamond? What killed the dinosaurs? Something.
Yes,
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
So this was Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley, the case of the SeaWorld adventure that we watched.
It was supposedly half as long as the other one, but felt twice as long.
Yeah, it did feel a lot lengthier.
I've got something in my lunchbox. I don't really know what it was.
This was part of their mystery series. They had like the You're Invited series, but when they were younger, they did this mystery series with them and a dog named Clue, and they would sing songs and solve mysteries.
Apparently.
It was.
Didn't do that in this video. Either.
Not really. There was only a couple songs, which were pretty terrible, but to be fair, the songs were better than the ones in the school dance one.
They sang some real songs, just not well.
I said yo. I said whoa. I said play. I said hey. So began a splendid partnership.
Yeah, but I mean, there's sort of like a pass for precocious children a little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
At least when they were older, they could act a little better. I
don't know, though. I think they kind of got worse acting, honestly.
No, I think it wasn't as cringeworthy as some of the kids' stuff. It's just, where do we go now?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely really corny.
A shoe with gum on it? Gumshoe!
And the writing's not very good.
There's
but
a lot of awkward times where they clearly don't really know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Just finishing the line.
Yeah, I think he used to be a mime.
Yeah.
I don't know, but sometimes I think he started out here as a mime.
So what was the plot of this? What was...
Well, it's actually quite disturbing in parts. Because it's like these two kids, Mary-Kate and Ashley, are mentally disturbed, think they're detectives, and like the owner of SeaWorld.
Well, because their parents work at SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Because they're...
Incidentally, he's just developed a computer program that lets you communicate with whales and dolphins perfectly, apparently.
Mom and Dad were working on a computer program so that they could speak to whales and dolphins.
Yeah.
That's just an incidental thing in this movie.
They can't even afford to get fucking cab fare, but apparently their parents have developed this thing that could change the world.
Yeah.
Talking to dolphins and whales via computer.
Not a big deal. Who cares? They just invented the next fucking thing that's gonna revolutionize the world. Fuck it.
Their parents are like, you snuck out without our permission, so we're gonna have this babysitter take care of you. And this is the worst babysitter in the world.
She just gets wrapped up in her own stories and stares ahead and upwards as she tells bullshit. And they don't act like that's a big deal either, this fucking incompetent babysitter.
Yeah, she should be sued for negligence after those kids are found murdered in the middle of the road.
Come and play with us, Daddy. Forever. And ever. And ever.
They could have fucking died. Because they were doing shit that was really dangerous for them to be doing anyway. It's just like, oh well, it's just funny that this woman's so bad that she just tells stories to the wall. And then Hansel and Gretel killed themselves, and then what fucking they do?
Oh, please, Mrs. Torres, not the three bears.
Perfect! Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I know that one by heart.
Well, what can we do? It's the only story she knows. She doesn't know it very well.
Alright, so what did the owner of SeaWorld do?
He's talking to their parents about, the fact that their kids think they're detectives and that they've got some mental issues going on, and they overhear this. and it's just like, oh man, yeah, we're gonna go solve the case. And I'm just like, well, that's terrible. These kids apparently have serious issues going on in their heads. But it's just like, they don't really act like it's that big of a deal, even though he said it was.
They think it's cute, but this is not cute because it's to the point of
They are endangering their lives.
Yeah, they think that they find a corpse, and they're excited about
they
this.
think they found a corpse. They're happy, like, we found a corpse.
Got a mystery. And then they sang the song
Yeah.
called The Corpse Song, and it was really weird.
Yeah.
We found a corpse. Yeah, we found a corpse. We've been corpsing on the railroad. All the live long
We've been
corpse.
corpsing in this video. All the fucking takes.
There.
The amount of times the kids are just talking about corpses casually, it's pretty disturbing. They apparently think that it's just like Weekend at Bernie's. They think some woman is just propping the corpse up and acting like it's alive. So they think they're in a Weekend at Bernie's scenario.
The suspect was trying to pan the deceased off as a live guy and almost got away with it.
And they have to get a cab at one point. So they decide they're gonna make some money by singing songs.
They just start singing that we need to. What song is it?
Is Miami was the song?
Yeah, something about going to Miami.
Miami.
And then they're on this band's turf, the street band, and it looks like they're gonna get the shit kicked out of them. But then, surprise, they just have two costumes that fit little girls and they're good to go. So then they properly sing the song and make $98 some and they go, wow, that's more than enough for a cab, so let's hire a limo. You're not gonna hire a limo with that much money. Welcome to the real world, brats.
Especially not from SeaWorld. Everything costs an arm and a leg at SeaWorld.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And that song goes on just short of forever. There's only like 2 songs in this outside of the theme, and that one just seems to go forever.
It was really the point, is like, this one's shorter?
That was worse than their Penguin song. They sing a Penguin song at one point, which is apparently something SeaWorld does. They just have 2 girls without mics singing a song about penguins for a show.
They looked miserable in that one. Especially one of them, as they're doing their little penguin song, just looks like she does not want to be doing that.
I bet it was Mary Kate. She seems to be the one that doesn't want to perform.
Probably.
Most. She's like, why?
I don't blame either of them. Like, I wouldn't want to be doing that as a kid. Even if you got some, quirky, we're detectives, little kid crap, like, that's one thing, but no, I see why they wouldn't want to perform in penguin suits in front of a crowd at SeaWorld.
I read you and you read me. Flip. Flip. It's like telepathy.
And
to be fair, I don't think they were really performing in front of a crowd.
there was still a crowd there. They weren't performing because they weren't mic'd properly, there's still, it showed them in front of the crowd.
Well, I think the shot of them was from behind in front of the crowd was actually just adults in penguin suits. I don't think that was actually them.
Maybe. But
I think they shot that stuff later.
Still, they were on the stage and there's probably people watching, so I bet they didn't want to be there.
I bet it was kind of embarrassing. Those penguin suits are pretty dumb.
But yeah, I did like imagining like the real world thing of that, because they aren't mic'd or anything and they're just singing this stupid song. So it's just be like, it's a bunch of people crowded around watching 2 kids. Penguin song. Boo! What the fuck is this shit?
We didn't come to SeaWorld for this!
Talk to the dolphins on your computer, asshole! You made this world-changing technology! Now you're parading kids out in penguin suits! What the fuck is the matter with you? We didn't pay to see this shit!
Okay, so...
Flip me 5. Flip me 10. Flip. Flip. Then 5 and 10 again.
And don't forget their case at the beginning, the case of assholes in suits.
They're
They have a lineup.
They're questioning them. They're like, hey, do you recognize any of these assholes?
Yeah.
But they don't ever explain what they're actually questioning them for.
They say, oh, we need a real case after that. So apparently they just invent cases in their heads line people up in actual lineups. Like, yeah, of course, these kids are mentally disturbed.
You know, those people have like jobs to get to. Unless they're just some crazy people.
They probably got in shit with SeaWorld for being missing.
Your break's over. I'm sorry, they kept us for an hour for a stupid mystery.
We got interrogated. They waterboarded me. But the absolute worst part of this was the reveal at the end, because you find out, it's not really a woman walking around with a corpse weekend at Berniesing it or anything, which she leads them onto a cruise ship with it, and they sneak aboard to catch her, trying to dump a body, they assume, overboard. And then, surprise, it's a couple mimes from the park, and it was set up by the owner of SeaWorld.
So that they could get them and their parents a free cruise. And then they said they packed all their stuff for them. Like, they're like, oh, this cruise is courtesy of SeaWorld. And so they broke into their place and packed all their stuff for them?
Mm-hmm. This is the same guy who was talking about how it's a problem that these two think they're detectives. And then he's perpetuating it by giving them a fake mystery to solve, in which they make these two little brats think there's a corpse and someone's dragging it around, and they assumed that these two would raise enough money to get a cab or something to follow the people they have pretending to move a corpse around to a cruise ship.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables to consider here. Were they working with the babysitter, and then they knew the parents would go after them? I mean, there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things that could go wrong too with two little kids
trying to cross the street.
Yeah, they could have ended up somewhere way more dangerous. They could have ended up in a lot of places other than the cruise ship.
How would they know the directions to any of these places anyway?
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
What if their dog got hit by a car on the way? You're saying it on a leash.
Yeah, you're saying it's a problem that they always think they're detectives, and it's like, oh, but really, I'm gonna make them think they're detectives. What an asshole.
Maybe he was trying to distract them so he could steal their technology and make all the money.
That does make the most sense in the end. So I guess they lost out. They went on a cruise and then came back to nothing. Jackass, did you go, Dad? It's like, oh man, I'm such an asshole.
Ha-cha-cha! We lost everything, we lost everything, we lost everything. SeaWorld ruined our lives.
'Cause it's Monday.
Monday. I will say this, it was more charming to me than the high school dance one.
This movie can fuck off.
Alright, so let's see what the third one's like.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Actually, it was bedtime when our great-grandmother would read us stories of mystery and suspense. It was then that we decided to be detectives. The story you are about to see is one of the cases from the files of the Olsen & Olsen Mystery Agency.
So, the third one was another in the mystery series, The Case of the Thorn Mansion. You liked it, did you?
Yeah, it's the best.
This follows the normal formula for these mystery ones, where they actually run...
The abnormal one where they just film their vacation at SeaWorld.
Yeah, well, I remember watching these tapes as a kid, and they normally followed this formula, where they sing the theme, they run a mystery agency where people will call them.
Wait, no, they sing the theme, and then it starts, and they proceed to sing the fucking theme again!
We get the extended version of the theme, where they wonder what's in their brother's dresser drawers?
Yeah, and then they hold up his underwear.
Well,
they have been searching his underwear.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure what's in there, but they don't need to be looking.
They're looking for his hidden porn or for his skid marks. I don't know.
Who makes the finest pizza? What's in your brother's dresser drawers?
What other things were they asking in the song? There's other dumb lyrics, like they were...
Who ate a sandwich?
Who ate a sandwich? Yeah, there were a lot of weird ones in that one.
Why is a cherry on top? Who is in that Barney suit?
They'll do that, they'll get a call from someone, and then they trek across a map for like 20 minutes to get to whatever country calls them at the time.
Yeah, there's clearly more production value in this one than the trip to SeaWorld, because it is just their vacation on that one.
Mm-hmm. There was some effort put into this one.
Yeah,
it's a
they got
cutesy kid thing.
text that pops up during some of their songs, or they do more with the cameras. There's a lot more camera movement. They've got a more controlled environment than just trying to shoot around SeaWorld.
They have more songs too than the SeaWorld one.
Yeah,
it's
infuriating.
Well, they're at least better done than the party songs.
Yeah, they're better. It's all done better than the SeaWorld one. But it's more ridiculous because we just watched these two have trouble getting cab fare from SeaWorld to a cruise ship. They had to raise $96. This one, they proceed to bike across the United States over the ocean to Transylvania to solve a case.
These ridiculous children, why can't they grow up?
I love that, this is apparently the extent of their delusions. Maybe they never went to Transylvania, and that's what this one's trying to tell you.
Yeah, this one's kind of their coming of age, where they realize they gotta grow up.
Yeah, this one's
go on cruises.
I don't know, more based in reality, I guess, except for the ridiculous parents' incidental creation of their dolphin language crap. But this one's just anyway, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They drive across the ocean and stuff. But, when they're going across the ocean, the line's a little bit slower because biking across the ocean, let's not be unrealistic. That's a little slower.
So, they're called by Mrs. Busybody.
Yeah.
Telling them that she thinks she saw...
bitch.
This is Miss Audrey C. Busybody.
Go ahead, Miss Busybody.
She's saying that she thinks she saw a ghost at the Thorn Mansion
in Transylvania,
which apparently she stopped by. I don't know.
Maybe she lives there.
She knows the number of these random kids in America somewhere?
Yeah, she's like, oh man, you know what? I should send little kids to see if this place is haunted or not. There's enough reality ghost hunter shows around, you fucking bitch. So send in 2 little kids. You should go to jail. Lock you the fuck up. You should never see the light of day again.
So they get to this mansion and they're investigating the ghost, and I guess what the twist was pretty much immediately. I mean, it was pretty...
She's a big girl now.
I'm a big girl now. It was really not a very good mystery. At least the other one, you're kind of wondering, well, who the hell is dragging the sleeping guy around or whatever, but...
It's a much more ridiculous mystery in the SeaWorld one with the corpse and shit.
That one's ridiculous. This is more like fantasy kid thing. I mean, obviously it's meant for a much younger audience. It turns out to be a beekeeper who drops some honey on the ground they think is ghost goo. It's really bad honey.
Ectoplasm, idiots.
Yeah, but I don't get why. Did the beekeeper know them? Because she sneaks up on them, breaking into her house, and then just smiles at them, and they act like they knew her the whole time.
Yeah, apparently. She's
where
like, oh wait, kids are in here. Their parents are over at SeaWorld. They're too busy to notice their kids are gone again.
They're developing computers to talk to ghosts, so...
They probably had that same fucking stupid babysitter. You shopping that there were dead bodies everywhere! Oh no, they left! Where are they? Transylvania, where are food?
Oh, they had a song in this where... This one introduces Lizzie Olsen, which was the Olsen sisters' other sister in real life. They introduce her,
and then she immediately needs to B-U-T-T out!
B-U-T-T out!
B-U-T-T out. B-U-T-T out.
Yeah, it's just a song where she just looks sad at the camera as they sing about how she's a loser and they're gonna she's gonna embarrass them in front of everyone they know.
In front of the
in
ghosts.
Transylvania? I mean, do they know that many people in Transylvania?
Apparently busybody. It's got them on speed dial.
They don't want to get embarrassed in front of Busybody, their best friend.
Who they'll never see again when she goes to jail.
Yeah, for hiring people to break into this person's house.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what beekeepers or reflections are.
I saw a light in the house.
Yeah, what a good introduction to their sister.
Yeah.
Put out! Never seen again.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're not a twin. No one will ever remember you.
Your acting career will fail.
Yeah, we're the popular ones. We got a fan club. You got nothing. B-U-T-T out.
No Lizzie fan clubs, huh?
I could be Lizzie McGuire.
No, you'll never be Lizzie McGuire. Never. B-U-T-T out, yeah!
B-U-T-T out. B-U-T-T out.
So I think we kind of watched it in reverse order of...
How we should have.
Yeah, well, reverse order of effort, because honestly, this one had the most effort put into it, and then the other one was just Vacation. The other one was like the sad swan song of the Olsen.
We're getting too old for this shit.
That one really was the saddest
Just
one.
We don't want to try.
Yeah, so, I don't know. What would you say was your favorite, if you had to pick one?
It's hard. I'm gonna go with this though, just because of the terrible implications of what the hell happened in it. Just, they're having massive delusions, which are these adventures apparently. Because you can say, they didn't really go to Transylvania. They're just mentally disturbed kids. And then this one is kind of when you see more realistically what's happening. And then it's just this old fuck perpetuating their fantasies. Don't worry, just get me out of my way so I can steal the secrets of talking to dolphins and whales.
Damn you,
I win.
I'm gonna go with the Thorn Mansion as my favorite one because that song, the ology song, where you could just substitute
Pornology.
Yeah, you could substitute dirty words in it. It's funny.
Then she drove her lexicography right into the oceanography. So she had to hail up taxonomy to take her.
Yeah, that song made no sense.
I'm gonna go with that one as my favorite. What would you say is the worst? Thorn Mansion? Is that what you're gonna go with?
Yeah.
Was that the least entertaining for you?
Yeah, just the songs. I appreciate the better production value in this one. It's not much, but they did put more flair and stuff on it. But there's problems with either of them. Their acting is better even as the kids in this one because there's better editing and stuff, and you see more of the cringeworthy stuff in this one.
It was easier for them to edit around bad lines in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna go with least favorite school dance party for me because that's just when it gets sad and they don't know what to do. Because with precocious children, it could kind of be like, oh, it's cutesy. But with them, it's just like, boys.
Yeah.
What's the noise about, boys? And their
I kind of
voices
liked
are...
it though for being that sad. It was amusing.
I don't know. It had less of a plot than these ones, and it went on.
That's
for
what's
an hour.
funnier. But it wasn't. And it didn't feel as long as either of these two somehow, yet having twice the runtime.
So next time he's sleeping in his room, we're going to sneak in and tie him. Then we'll take him out into the street and see if someone will buy him. Brother for sale, only 50 cents.
I agree that one felt it was easier to get through.
Yeah, so
But
that's why I
it was
can't
sadder.
hate on this one too much. It felt quicker.
But this one had significantly less Jurassic Park references than this one.
That's
so.
true.
I've given up my nightlight, cause I'm not scared of the dark. I've tasted buttermilk, sat through Jurassic Park.
Alright, well, I guess that's the Mary Kate and Ashley triple feature.
Yeah, so B-U-T-T, ow! B-U-T-T-T-T-T-T-T-T.
Alright.
What's the noise about?
Hi guys, welcome back. I shouldn't look at the view thing there, I should look at the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be for the blooper at the end. I'm gonna be really mad. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.